Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM, brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife and Resources Agency.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. We're talking fishing on this Saturday morning. I know some of you folks are at Reelfoot for the wood duck, the early duck season, the 2 days up at Reelfoot, and the rest of us get started later on. Some of you folks are on the road right now heading to Sardis or Grenada or Arca Butler or any of the other great crappie fishing lakes that we are blessed to have in the Mid-South. But we've got a guy on the line with us right now that Ron Wong has seen in person and knows the capability. When you talk about crappie fishing, Ron, and you mentioned that somebody might have won almost $90,000 in a crappie tournament, like I said, Ron, we were born too. We should have been. We missed.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Larry. You know, it's interesting to see how far the crappie industry has grown and how much it's grown over the last 3 to 4 years.
Amazing.
With the advent of some of the new tournament trails.
Yes.
But also this crappie expo where, you know, Wally Marshall's trying to elevate the popularity and the notoriety of the crappie industry. And he's put together this crappie expo invitational tournament here. It's in its second year, and he has already been able to double the total purse in 2 years, starting at $100,000 to this year's $200,000, with the winner getting $80,000.
Wow.
So impressive. And I have to tell you, I look at this year's field compared to last year's.
Yeah.
And this year's field has so many of the top 25 crappie teams in the nation participating. So the competition is really, really stiff. And I have to tell you, the winner of it this year, he stands above and beyond all of them. What an admirable job to be able to beat these other crappie fishermen.
Well, why don't you introduce this guest? Because I know he's
well. Not only is he an excellent crappie fisherman that owns his own guide service, but he also loves to hunt those deer. Yeah. And he was probably in his deer stand, or he's going to it here this morning. Jerry Hancock. Congratulations, Jerry, on your win.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it very much.
Well, talk about it, Jerry. You and your partner, Paul Aubert. Talk about going into this thing. The weather threw you guys a curve. I've heard enough from Ron about how cold it was and the lightning and rain and everything else. And you guys, I guess you know the James River better than anybody by now. But talk about what this meant for your career and also about just how did you win it, buddy? I mean, it had to be a grueling affair to come out with 21 crappie that weighed 27.73 pounds. Talk about it, Jerry.
It was grueling. You know, everybody that fished it, and we all talked at the expo and after the weigh-in, sitting backstage and before we weighed. And, we were there for we had 4 days of practice and 3 days, 7 days of fishing on that lake with that weather. It was the most brutal tournament that's ever been held, I would say.
You fished for tournaments for 20 years, and Paul, he says for 30.
Yep.
And so, but
yeah, we never experienced anything like it. Like I'd said, Table Rock Lake, we'd never seen the lake, and when it was announced, we fished Hamilton last year in extremely clear water. Yep. I didn't do very good. I didn't fish with Paul last year. He was fishing with another guy. I think Paul ended up, 12th or something. He found a few fish, but that clear water is not something we're used to. So we were a little bit concerned. And, I love the way Wally does this tournament. You can't call guides. You can't go fish the lake. You can't gather information unless you can find it online. So it really levels the playing field. You're not fishing against locals and can't go set brush piles and all that stuff. So,
yeah.
Everything we read, we heard James River, Kings River, and we know, I mean, it's kind of a rule of thumb. We try to get as far away from the dam as we can on a lake.
Yes.
To find some muddier water. And the problem was where we were fishing, it's 45 miles. That's how
45 miles.
Oh, yeah, and the wind was up, too.
Oh.
It was a brutal boat ride.
Yeah, brutal boat ride.
It was. Yeah, then when you figure that out, there's a few factors, your time, your fuel, how hard can you run it to get there and back. So, you can't run a 250 wide open, 45 mile, 90 miles round trip.
Right.
To get back on fuel. So you got to, there's so many factors. And the weather, Sunday it was cold and it rained come in. I heard we got around 7 inches, by Thursday.
Yeah, you had the hurricane, offshoot of the hurricane came through, Zeta. So you had to
and plus it's 35, 40 degrees on top of that. So it was miserable.
Yes.
Everybody lost some fishing time due to the weather.
Yeah.
So we didn't actually get 4 days in. We probably got about 3 days total of practice. And we struggled the first couple days. We eliminated a lot of water.
Uh-huh.
Put it that way.
Yeah.
And that's part of tournament fishing. You're trying to eliminate some areas you don't. We finally made it as far as we did, found some timber on some bluffs, and we realized that the end of those bluffs where they flattened off, when that river made a bend, and on a flat there was some timber, it held some better white crappie.
Okay.
We figured that out Tuesday, I guess the last Tuesday afternoon.
Uh-huh.
So Wednesday we went back out about a half a day fishing and found about 3 spots that we felt like was holding quite a few fish and some better fish. And that's what we did, and then naturally the first day of the tournament, it was rained on us and that ride was miserable.
Yeah.
And then the weather cleared off, but then we had fog. Friday and Saturday.
What didn't you have?
Right.
What didn't you have? I mean,
and the conditions, the wind changed every day. The conditions changed. The fishing changed a little bit. Our fish, the first day we struggled as far as weight. I think we had 783. We're sitting in 20th place.
Oh,
but
yeah.
We figured out something. I told Paul, we was up there. I said, man, I'm more confident now than I was because we're going to catch some big fish tomorrow.
They're
there.
Yeah.
And these guys ahead of us, they're not all going to weigh as big a stringer as they did today. And, some of the guys at the bottom's going to come up.
Yes.
The field's going to change after the first day. So the second day we went back and we had 1060, I believe, or 1066, something like that. So we went from that made us the jump from 20th to second.
Yes.
And,
yeah. And then
and we had enough fish to fish, 5 days where we were. I think some of those guys might have ran out of fish on that third day.
But you didn't.
Conditions changed. So, a tournament like that, you got to have some luck. You can't have mechanical problems. We didn't break down. We didn't have any issues. We never lost a good fish. Everything went our way during the tournament. And
I think you said that and Ron wrote the story as his coverage, and we have a lot of pictures, folks, on lroutdoors.com. You can see pictures of Jerry and Paul and other ones that Ron took, and the story Ron wrote that you said that adversity helped us, and all the grinding helped us. I think you would fit in really good in Memphis with grit and grind, don't you think, Ron? I mean,
yeah, he was.
I mean, you sound like that kind of guy. That let's just do what I said, and don't throw out that I said I didn't think we'd finish in the top 25, but you did, and to win this purse, Jerry, you've been doing it for almost two decades. You said never in your wildest dreams, I'm assuming, as Ron has said, would think that you'd ever have a chance to win this much money, and how far crappie fishing has come.
it's amazing. I was at Sunday at the expo. I was standing beside Ronnie Capps, and Capps and Coleman.
We know them. Yeah.
They're from over there in your part of the country.
That's right.
They're legendary guys, and I've fished against them several times over the years. And Ronnie said it. That we dreamed of crappie fishing getting to this point.
Yes.
I just didn't know some of us would make it long enough to see it,
Yeah.
and we're still here, and, we're still competitive, and it's the sport. I guide for a living. I've been guiding for 20 years. I've seen how the sport's changed with the technology, live scope coming along.
Oh, there you go.
Probably done more for crappie fishing than anything since the fish hook, in my opinion. It's brought so many new people into the sport, younger crowd. We're stealing some bass guys away. You're seeing different styles of fishing that's a little more exciting, and I think that's been helpful. And I still I can't believe we're here, and I know we're not through. We're growing. It's going to continue to grow. And Wally, Ron said it. Wally has brought the spotlight to crappie fishing, and I'm excited to see where this payout's going to end up, 4 or 5 years down the road, because Wally's not going to sit back and just Wally's pretty laid back. I think that we all know that from that. Well, Jerry, we want to congratulate you again, you and Paul, and I know this is an amazing thing. And again, folks, you can go to lroutdoors.com. Wonderful pictures by Ron Wong that he has posted. Next year in Shreveport, Jerry, we hope to have you back on down the line, buddy. And I know all the friends that think you owe money have contacted you, so we're not going to ask you for any loans or anything right now. Well, I appreciate that. No, I've got a lot more friends this week than I had last week.
Ooh, you're going to get a lot more too. Hey, Jerry Hancock, thank you, buddy. Okay, have a great one. We'll talk to you down the road.
Guys.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, let's take a break. Let's take a break, come back and wrap this baby up. Fastest 90 minutes in outdoor radio programming. We've got another winner coming up.